everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Charity Chibueze and I'm here to share a little about how I transitioned from being a chemistry graduate to having a career in tech. And this is something I've been meaning to share with people. And not just that, this is my first YouTube channel and I felt and not just my channel, my first YouTube video, right? So I felt one of the topics I would like to discuss is how I transitioned from being a chemistry graduate to having a career in UI UX design. And this is something I've done for the past 5 to 7 years. And the journey began as a brand identity design, and later on I transitioned into UI UX design. But then I've had people come to me and they're like, Charity, I knew you as a chemistry student in the university, and how did you do this? You also passed through your NCE program where you studied chemistry and your degree program where you studied chemistry, so how did you get to do this transition and what inspired it? Well, I would like to talk about my brief background about why I started out as a chemistry student when I got my admission. And I didn't just study chemistry, I studied chemistry education. When I loved chemistry, but part of the reason why I studied chemistry as a course then was because I love teaching. So education gave me the opportunity to understand the nitty-gritty of teaching and what it was all about. And I did very well while in school, and I discovered that that was enough, but wasn't really enough, because at some point I was using my laptop. I had a laptop then. Sometimes I just use it to watch movies. I just use it to, look at documentaries, learn online and all of this. But at some point, this quest started coming up in my mind, in my heart. I was wondering, I think there should be more to this, my laptop. There should be more to this, my laptop. It shouldn't just be what I can just use to, watch movie, read my textbooks and all of those things. I wanted to know what else could I do with my laptop. So, and that was how my journey began in designs. I started thinking, okay, I've been seeing people designing flyers, seeing people designing a lot of things around banners and all. So I wanted to know how were they able to do this. And so from then I began to practice. I think the first graphic application I used was GIMP. It's an old software, right? Very old software, and this was in 2012 game. So while I was trying to make use of the application, I was trying to learn, okay, can I do maybe a little banner, a little flyer? And I started out with that, and later on I started learning Photoshop, CorrectDraw, and today that's history, because I'm not just a brand identity designer. I've actually learned a lot about web development, and also I'm fully into UI UX design right now. So people ask, why tech? Now, aside from the money in tech and all of these things, I just want to, help people solve a particular problem. When people come to you and they're like, okay, I'm trying to understand this interface, I'm trying to build an application that can help people move from point A to point B, you're thinking, how do I help them solve this particular problem, especially when it has to do with building digital products like web applications and mobile applications. And that in itself was interesting to me. When I look at applications I used to wonder, how was this thing built? Going to Play Store to download applications, and for those of us that have like Apple phones, the way you go to your Apple Store and download application. For me, it was not just downloading. I was wondering, how were they able to design this? And I also knew that I was fascinated with cartoon. Whenever I see cartoon movies going on, I'm thinking, what did these people do? How did they put up this shape, these images, and the animation and everything? So this was really some of those things that drew me to tech, that wanted me to know more, how to be part of the people building this. And remember that I said that this is a journey, an experience of how I transitioned into tech. So it's going to contain series of videos. This is just the part 1, and I really want to go deep into how far I've gone and what I'm currently doing, and the people that stood by me and the encouragement that brought me this far. So I wanted to know more on how to build this product, especially digital products like applications on Play Store. Let me say, for instance, when you see food ordering app, when you see a gaming app, when you see like a traveling app, you're wondering how was this thing built. So that led me to exploring a career in tech. And then when it comes to exploring a career in tech, this was really hard. This was really hard because as I then, before I transitioned into tech, I've actually been a graphic designer for close to 4 years or more, and then as the years were going by, I was practicing, making sure my hands were strong and doing logo design, different type of brand identity designs, right? So, but along the line, I think I can't remember the year actually, I saw a post that someone made that should be on Twitter or so. The person was talking about UI UX design. I'm like, what is this? So he was sharing the interfaces of some of the things he has worked on, and I'm like, wow. So I felt, well, since I had the knowledge of graphic design, this could be actually a good one for me to explore. And that was how I took a course, an online course. I think my first course then was with Zuri. I'm not so sure, either Zuri or a free boot camp that I saw online, and I jumped into it. And surprisingly, I've been on this journey, and right now this is my 5 years journey as a UI UX designer, and I would say that it's been a fulfilling journey. I want to say, if you have passion to transition into something you're not so used to, probably you just have the interest for it, please don't be scared. Why not try? Because for me, if I had stayed where I was then, maybe trying to say, okay, I'm not used to this, I don't have a background in technology, I didn't study computer science, I won't be where I am today. And because of this exposure, I've learned a lot, front-end development, different experience that were not there when I started off, and it's been super amazing, and I'm so happy to be part of those that have built some applications that people use today and all of that. So what I want to say is, if you want to transition into tech, it's something that is doable, but first of all, ask yourself, do you have the passion for it? Why are you doing it? Hope you're not being influenced to do it, and ensure that you have enough passion to sustain you. And not just passion, just make sure that you're really interested in it. Later on, I will still talk about, choosing your career in tech, because it's not just about building beautiful user interface and maybe when you see it and you're like, okay, I want to be a UI UX designer. No, you need to make sure that you have that tenacity to sit for long. You need to know if you have that quest to always solve problems. You need to know if you want to be somebody that can deliver product that people want to use, right? So all of these things are things you need to factor in before you can choose if it's UI UX design you want to do. You choose if you want to be a web developer. You need to look at some intricacies that are embedded into that decision you want to make, especially when it has to do with choosing a career in tech. Right now, I just want to say thank you for joining me today, and just look out for the next series, because I will share a lot about how I got to where I am today and how far the journey has been. Wow, thank you so much for joining me on today's show, and I wish you the very best of the day. Please, if you have questions, feel free to engage me in the comment section, and I'll go on to share that with you. Once again, thank you for being here, and I believe that with time, this community will keep growing and growing and growing. Thank you. My name is Charity Chibeze, your UI UX designer, and I want to say have a wonderful day. Bye. Thank you.